Welcome back. In this video I'd like to talk about object snaps. So object snaps are the tools that allow us to grab onto a certain part of a piece of geometry. So for example, if we have a line, let's just draw a 4-inch line. Now that line, I can draw another line from the end point, the other end point, or the midpoint. That triangle gives us the midpoint. Also, it shows it right there by my cursor. So if I want to draw a line from the middle up, now this line is in the middle. Same thing with circles. Circles have a center point. They also have 4 quadrants at 0, 90, 180, and 270. Those are known as quadrants, and we can draw a line from those quadrants. So for example, we wanted to draw a slot, and we mirror those lines and trim off the unwanted geometry. Now we have a slot. The way to make sure that you are able to grab what you want to grab is by using the DDO Snap command. And that will allow you to pick any O snaps that you want, object snaps. So here I've got endpoint, midpoint, quadrant, intersection is where two pieces of geometry intersect with each other, and then insertion, which is the insertion point of text. We haven't covered text yet, but if I put some text in here, throw some text in there, now I can see that my insertion point is up here, so I can draw a line from that point. That's multi-line text. There's also single line text. We can put that in. We'll call that text. And now I can draw a line from the justification point, which in this case is bottom left. But if I go to properties, I can now change that to, let's just say, center. And let's say I wanted to, sorry, that needs to be middle. And now if I wanted to draw, let's say, a circle, I can draw it from the insertion point of that text. Or if I want to take this text and move it to, let's say, the middle of my slot that I have here to kind of create a label or a tag. Now notice that I do not have center selected, so I had to highlight the quadrant or the midpoint of the arc because it's an arc now, and then move over. I can also type in the shortcut for an object snap. For center is CEN. And now if you notice when I get to the arc, it gives me that circle at the center point, and now I've moved it. So DDO Snap will allow me to come in and change. If I want center on, I can click it, or if I'm just going to use it once, I can just type it in. Start typing it more than a couple of times, it might be a good idea to come into DDO Snap and change that value. So we talked about intersection. So if I have a situation like this where these two lines are randomly related to each other, now I get an X here, and that is the intersection of the two lines, and I can draw a line from that. It works the same with circles. Circles actually have an intersection, and we'll learn more about this in one of our examples, but where those two circles intersect with each other, I can draw a line off of there too. So if you are struggling with selecting locations to draw things from, check DDO Snap, and that should fix it for you. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.